YouTube channel. Well, while you're here, why don't you click that subscribe button and then click the bell to get notified when new content is available. It's that simple. So it's your duty as a space cadet to do so.
32 minutes, 21 seconds. 5-second tone followed by a 1-second pause.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Okay, gang, let's go.
From the space city called Houston, Texas, welcome to Spaceboy Universe, featuring Spaceboy and the lovely Surlana. So strap in and prepare for launch sequence.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Spaceboy Universe. We've missed you. I know it's been a couple of weeks since the last broadcast, but we're back. And across from me is the lovely Surlana, and we're ready to get into the thick of things. Tonight is going to be kind of a different show. In tradition of 2-Bit Gamers, we're going to be doing a live game, but before we get started in that, Surlana and I will kind of go back and forth on some topics of the day, and then we'll get right into it. As always, follow us on multimedia anywhere that you can get a hold of on the internet, which is always good. And while I'm doing that, let me just... Like I said a little bit earlier, 2-Bit Gamers with both Surlana and myself, and that'll be a little bit later here. And excuse me as I work the board here, and there we go. That could stay right there. All right. So, and I'm sorry I'm a little discombobulated. Lots of things.
Oh, we've had an upgrade.
Hold on, let me pump you up there. There you go.
Have we not had an upgrade in here?
Yes,
studio?
we've upgraded our internet. Next, I'm working on phones and trying to make the office a little bit more easygoing. So, I'm trying to apply my technology, I guess my specialty to the studio. And
yeah, that's what we're trying to experiment tonight. We kind of always had this in mind, but now's the time to try to do this.
Right. And as we get, before we start into 2-Bit Gamers, but I'll give you a kind of an announcement that's going to make the Space Cadets kind of like, oh, that sounds cool. So I open up the floor to Surlana, and so...
Well, let's just get caught up. Last weekend was just terrible, take my word for it. And I'm going to leave it at that. It was just terrible. So what's going on in Houston? Things were looking good, and now things are not looking so good. So things were starting to ease up. Business were opening back up with restrictions, and now the vibe I'm getting in general is, oh crap, we gotta be overly cautious again. So we had just gotten to the point where they're saying you don't have to wear a mask to come into this store. Now they're saying now you gotta put your mask back on. I'm like, geez Louise. So unfortunately the numbers are on the rise again, and the whole time, okay, so I personally have not set foot at my place of business since March 12th. March 12th was the last day I was physically at work. And here it is, June 13th. Yesterday was the 12th, so that's what, 3 months later? Yes.
Something to that effect.
I still have not heard when I personally am supposed to come back to campus. Now, my workplace does have, and they've had this since May. They've got a plan, like it's called, they're coming back in phases. Like these people come back for phase 1, these people come back during phase 2, and these people come back during phase 3. And depending on what your job is, you may go back every day with your normal job hours. And like me, they're going to have people like maybe in my position come back 2 days a week in person, telecommute 3 days a week. I have not even heard that much. No one's even told me that. So yesterday, something interesting happened. So they've had this phased plan in place since early May. And they have been emailing and reiterating the plan. And here's where you go to keep reading the plan. And here's where you go to learn more. And we're going to have all the personal protection equipment you need. And, here's the elevator protocol. You can only enter into these 3 approved entrances. And your name has to be on the list. You can't just come up to the building. You have to be on the list, like a nightclub, So that's all well and good. And that has been in place for more than a solid month. And like I said, the email. Yesterday, 2 of the big powerhouses, 2 big giant committees met. And they discussed their concerns about returning to campus. And they said they don't, despite all these precautions, they don't think that we need to be there at all. And they are proposing no one shows up till August 17th. So this will be interesting. I don't put a lot of credence in it because they have had this plan in place for so long. But again, me personally, I don't have a clue. But also I haven't asked.
It's ASK.
I haven't asked. No.
AD.
When I'm going back. But in my defense, getting someone's attention right now is very, very difficult. There's another thing that's going on I won't get into because it's boring and you don't care.
Before you go on, my side of the story is that we recently got a survey from management asking, do you prefer are you ready to come back, or would you prefer to continue on doing what you're doing, or, because they're coming back and I guess they're trying to plan the spacing for people.
You've got cubicle situations, don't you?
And so, of course, I obviously put down that I would rather just work from home. So as I'm looking at it, it still looks like I'm not going back anytime soon. So
until somebody tells me, get your butt up here at this time and this day, I'm going to stay here.
But at this point, I really don't care. I mean, my point is that I wish Hidalgo, which is our county judge or something to that effect, would just get out of our business. And, I'm ready for quarantine to be over with.
Yeah, well, I get that. But let me tell you what. For me, you don't have this problem. But for me, not doing that commute is saving our vehicle. It's saving our gas.
I don't have that problem?
You don't have a 20-mile commute there and back.
No, but
so 40 miles.
I've saved a significant amount of gas money getting back and forth.
My commute was, on a given day, it was pretty awful. So, anyway, that's been amazing, and it's going to be really difficult to go back to that whenever it happens. I'm sure it will. But what's happening now is all the students are fully online for the summer. And I think they're making moves to where the majority of classes are supposed to be online for the fall. Maybe not all of them, but then they're going to have to make protocols for smaller class sizes so people can have distance between where they're sitting. But I'm like, I don't see how that's really going to prevent the spread of anything. Because, you could tell people to wash their hands all day long and cover their cough and their sneeze, but if they don't do it, they don't do it, Anyway, I'm not worried. I am personally not worried about catching it. I have my own office with a door. I don't have to leave my office unless to go to the restroom, and that's it. I don't have to mingle with anybody. So that's what's going on here in Houston. Things kind of started looking up, now they're looking down again, unfortunately.
Well, let me do Joke of the Evening. And Joke of the Evening is brought to you by Bob. And so bear with me. This is probably a joke that's 17 plus. So, HBO, they've brought back the Looney Tunes cartoons. And
Oh, yeah.
have you heard about them taking Elmer
Oh, yeah.
Fudd's gun away? So I ask you, what's next? Woody Woodpeckers?
I get the joke, but the problem is I've never liked him anyway. Woody Woodpecker.
See,
Never
cadets,
found him funny.
this is what I have to deal with.
I know, I get it. You want to take away Woody's... We can't say it. Well, that's interesting because that falls in line with a bunch of other things I'm going to have to censor tonight.
Oh, wait, before we get into censorship, I just want to wish a couple of happy birthdays.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, it was Bev's birthday this week, and so happy birthday to Bev. And then Nethead, his birthday is this past, I think it was either today or yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to wish some birthdays out there, happy birthdays, and I hope everyone's doing well. And so there you go.
Well, so we're doing a gaming night. I thought I'd ask you about what have you seen, heard, or know about the next big thing in gaming is the release, and I mean big, I do mean big literally, the PS5, the PlayStation 5.
How big is it?
Oh, baby. Well, it's unclear. There's a photo of it. I'm having a tiny Snickers, sorry.
No.
Sony hasn't given us official dimensions of the box. It's pretty. It's black and white, very classy. It's controversial for some reason. Maybe it's because of the scale.
Yeah.
But everybody's trying to guesstimate, It seems like it's huge. If you line them up against other photos of previous PlayStations and Xboxes, it seems to be the tallest. Not necessarily girthy, but tall. I'm trying to get through this. It doesn't have a disk drive. Believe it or not. It does have USB ports. Was that you?
Yeah, you didn't hear it. Sorry.
But I don't know. It's very. Now what I saw was, I saw a compilation of people seeing the photo and laughing at it, and making fun of it. And I don't know where I saw that, but I don't get what the big deal is. I think it's classy looking. If it's really tall, so what? It doesn't fit in your shelf. Well, put it on top of the shelving unit. I don't know. I don't get what the big controversy is. But there's going to be a ton of game releases. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Sword and Sorcery, Jet the Far Shore, whatever that is. There's just going to be a bunch of games. Grand Theft Auto 5 will be coming to PS5, along with GTA Online. Gran Turismo 7 for PS5. Everything you could want, so I don't know the specs, like what the processor speed is or what the graphics are, but I'm sure they must be pretty dang good. I mean, if it's this is the latest iteration,
looks
right?
like it's bigger than an Xbox.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Could be.
Anybody remember what a bread box is? Anyway, I don't have a lot on that. It was just the only gaming related thing I could find under short notice.
It's over 14 inches in height.
Okay, so is that what they're all up in arms about, or?
I don't don't know what I haven't had a chance to read up on it. When it
But-
comes to consoles, I haven't.
Yeah, we don't have consoles.
I've been so busy working on retro consoles lately that haven't been up on.
You've bought a bunch of retro consoles and a bunch of recreations or just consoles that have old games on it, but necessarily the console itself is not that special.
I recently bought a console, and I can't see it from here. It's like Retro 77, and it plays Atari cartridges, and I
like
didn't.
actual old school?
Yeah, old school. So
Wow.
I've been playing some old school stuff, and just buying some games I've really enjoyed, and it's cool stuff. But yeah, hey, you know what I'm excited about? Bill and Ted coming back to the small screen, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good, but I won't bore you because you haven't taken the time to watch the trailer
No,
for
I
it.
haven't.
Space Cadets, it looks good. The only thing I can only tell you is that whether or not this is going to be in the theater, because I've heard that they've pushed Wonder Woman back and they've pushed
Something
Tenet
else.
Tenet back.
Yeah, I just read that.
Yeah, so that's kind of sad in a way. But I've really enjoyed watching movies from home versus in a theater. And I kind of told Surlana, I said, we have a 60-inch in the living
That's
room?
what she said.
Is it going to be that kind of night?
Mm-hmm. You started it.
So how big is our TV in the living room?
I don't know. I really don't keep up with these things.
You live here, don't you?
That's like I don't know. I just don't keep up with these things. It's
Anyway.
either 55 or 60.
It's big, but I told Surlana that
Actually, I could tell you.
I was going to go bigger. I think it's a 55.
I have the app on here, and
Yeah.
and the serial number or whatever the model number has it in there.
Right when you said that, I remembered in my mind about how you can connect wirelessly and show it. So anyway, yeah, since this theater thing has been going on, I've thought about maybe getting a bigger TV just so I could experience the movie experience at home versus going to a theater and catching the beer bug. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's funny. It says it can't find a TV in our house.
Well,
This app.
we've made some changes, so it could be that the way you're connected through your app. Yeah.
I think I'll have to take the app off and then start it. But anyway,
So anyway, what else we got there, Surlana?
that's pretty much it.
Okay. I know this is kind of odd, but we'll take our first break of the evening, and when we come back, we'll have 2-Bit Gamers, and so stand by, don't touch that dial, and as I try to find the breaks here, it is going to be an okay show, so trust me. Here we go.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network.
Explore the universe with Spaceboy and Surlana.
This is author Gordon Root. You are listening to the Spaceboy Universe.
This is K28, and I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hi, y'all. This is Lori calling from Texas, and I love listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hey, this is Dave Cruz, host of Beyond the Strange, and you're listening to Spaceboy Universe.
This is Wendy. I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hey, y'all. This is Lorelai DeLille. I listen to Spaceboy Universe. Don't you? Tell your mama and them I said hi.
are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Surlana.
All right. It was an interesting break. I think I just about killed the cat.
She'll be all right, honey.
Still, you didn't hear what I heard. I thought I had squashed her. She let out, and then plus it didn't help me watching all those ghost things I've been watching lately.
Oh yeah.
So I go to the bedroom and she's laying on some laundry, and I stepped on the laundry which she was in, and it was like.
Well, you remember yesterday? I got up late, but I sat there to do work from home, and I heard this creaking and creakling and just stuff moving around behind me, and it was dead quiet in there. And you're in here in this room, and I'm in the living room, and she comes up later on and sits next to me, and she stares directly into the direction where I was hearing this noise, and I was freaking me out. So I got up and I turned on every light I could find, and I sent you a message. I said, wear your sunglasses before you come in here. And you said, why? I said, I heard a noise and Muffin hears it too. She's staring into a corner. I've turned on every light in this room. And I kept the lights on till like 4 p.m. So I never did know what was in that room, and I don't want to find out what was in that room. So I'm sure it was something natural. Either it had 4 legs or 6 legs. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it disturbed me, and but I did see her out in the garage, and she seems okay.
I'll check on her.
Yeah.
Later.
So, let's see here. Find the right button here, and
I'm sure she's okay. Ooh, buttery. I'm going to open the can. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
I didn't get a chance to get myself set up, but I will here in just a second. That's the way Scrabble goes. But all right.
In case you wondered, it's Scrabble.
Okay, so Surlana, explain where you can get Scrabble and all that stuff.
Okay, so you and I are playing official Hasbro branded Scrabble, but we purchased it through Steam Valve Corporation. And let me grab that URL for you if you're interested. You can always log in, get yourself a login. You don't have to necessarily buy a game, but if you want to play a game, you probably have to buy it. But let's see. That doesn't look like the best URL. No. Store. Steam.
There we go.
Store.steampowered.com.
And the reason we bring that up is because what we're going to try to do in the I guess our next creative content is that we might have a special guest on that will play.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah. But we're beta testing that tonight to see if it'll all work and all that good stuff. But I guess we're playing Scrabble because it's the only game that Surlana is really good at beating me 10 ways to Sunday, and so it should make for an interesting evening. And I'm
That's
sure
not why we're playing it.
Sure, some people will go in and the chat room here and tell me what plays to play. So it might give me an advantage on my side.
Yeah, help them out if you can.
Yeah, because Surlana likes to play 2-letter words, and
I'm playing by the legal rules, and in fact, do you want me to bring up the official Scrabble dictionary so that way if you want to refute anything?
I don't want you to sit over there with the list of words you can play, because I know you do that when you were doing the other game when you're playing whatever.
Well, I'm not going to play anything illegal. I'll check it first. Mm-hmm. And in this version that we're playing here, you can challenge me.
Hey, looky there. Look who gets to start first. It's Surlana for the
Did you also mention that we're still going to have a conversation?
Yeah, I mean, people are not going to just... It's
So do we get to see your screen?
Yeah, you get to see my screen.
Play?
Yeah,
okay.
And so you could see me goofing and not spelling words right, but You actually, you're not watching the video, right? Because that does give you an advantage if you're watching the video. I mean, that's fine.
No, only for the chat. But I guess what I could do is I could pull this out, and then scrunch it to where I can only see the chat.
In other words, can you see my tiles?
I can.
Okay. In other words, pay attention to your game board and not the video.
Okay, so if anybody wants to say anything to me, you tell me.
You can pull the chat window out, though.
Oh, that's right. Hold on.
I think you go up to the triple dots and...
Actually, I don't have a toolbar.
You don't have a toolbar?
I don't have a toolbar anymore.
Toolbar in where?
At the bottom of the screen. The Windows toolbar is gone.
Are you referring to the triple chat thing, the chat room?
I'm talking about Windows. Okay, so let me do this. Let me pull the chat out. Pop out chat. All right. There, I've popped out the chat.
All right, so you're up first, so I'm going to run and get my drink that I originally was starting out to, and I'll be right back in a second.
Well, I will wait to hit the play button on it. And I can't think of which version I want to play of this. Okay. Oh, there's sounds. I'm not used to hearing the sounds in this game, so usually I don't have headphones on. Alright. I cannot see his tiles. I've popped out the chat, and I've minimized the other part of YouTube. Spaceboy's, I can tell he's heating something up in a microwave too. No, he's not just getting a beverage. He lied. But I've said this before in other Spaceboy Universe broadcasts when we would talk about Scrabble. It was like late 1990s, early 2000-ish era, right? I used to do IRC, which was Internet Relay Chat. And I got close to a couple of people, and one of these women wanted to play. This is back when Yahoo had all those games, which, gosh, I missed that so much. Yahoo had something called Literati, and it was just a Scrabble knockoff. And it was run by, probably which was with Java applet, you know. And she would wipe the floor with me. But for some reason, I enjoyed it. But after about 6 months, I started to pay attention to how she was playing the game. And I would start to just use her tactics. And then it got to be every other game I would win. Oh, nice play, babe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
I didn't interrupt you. I didn't want to interrupt your story.
That's fine.
Because, you know, it is story time.
But she would just, you know, it was bad, like humiliating. But then I started employing her tactics, and she started not enjoying it quite as much. She told me. But then it started to get kind of heated, and we were really kind of into it. So we would have to come up with new crazy rules, like we could only play words that conform to a theme. One time we tried to play only naughty words, and you know, we would up it to where we were both challenged. And I still miss her to this day. I don't know what happened to her. I lost touch with all those people. One of the people in the group, I do know he passed away during that time. But the rest of them, yeah, they were all, not all of them, but the majority of the ones that I was closest with, they were older than I. And I was still living in Louisiana at the time. This is pre-Spaceboy part of my life, so I had not moved to Texas yet. So, let's see. I like this word. Sometimes I don't play to win. Sometimes I just play to be clever. Also, if you are losing in Scrabble and your letters are not great, I've said this before, don't play to win, play to irritate. Try to block good, high-scoring moves for the other players, or player, depending on how many you're playing. That's one way you can stay in the game, is play to irritate. Like if you can block a double-letter score by using it, or just putting tiles in the way where they can't play off of it, that's brilliant in my book. That's just me.
All right, I'm back. I've got my snacks and got my dim sum and a little Gatorade action going here.
As soon as you're settled and everything's good.
My play, right? I see you played that one.
I told you there would be conversation too. There will be some conversation here about something specific.
Okay.
But
that's fine.
We'll ease into it.
This is kind of a different night. I hope everybody's going to enjoy this 2-bit gamer night.
I am noticing some lag on this end with this computer, and like it's showing me doubles of words when I pick them up. It's strange.
It is what it is, but as long as it plays, that's all that matters.
At least with this one, this version, you know what I like about it is you can actually click on a tile in your down there and shuffle them around yourself.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Or you could shuffle them, but you can actually pick up a tile and move it to another spot in your holder. That's gonna drive me crazy.
What is?
Whatever you've heated up, because now I'm like hungry.
It's too bad you don't like dim sum.
I don't know what it is.
All it is basically meat wrapped in,
That's it? There's no vegetables?
No.
Okay. Smells interesting.
I'm still looking for an opportunity here. Bear with me. I'm a little slower than Surlana. I mean, granted, she's...
You tell them, oh, you're always seeing Spaceboy's board. You can't see mine. We just don't have the... I don't think we have a way to do that right now.
No, but I'll look into it.
Yeah. You can only see what I've played. But I played this game. This is going to sound so geeky. I play this game against myself. Because you can do that. There's an AI you could play with, but I don't want to. And I still manage to screw myself over playing against myself. I know that sounds insane. But I do. Because I'm weird like that. I guess I should be planning my next move.
You could, but I think you've already planned it.
So, since we have a lull in the conversation, let's talk about the thing I told you I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about Kate Bush. Spaceboy, do you know who Kate Bush is?
That's an insult.
Of course you do. We're close to the same age. Can you elaborate just who she is?
How is Kate Bush my age?
No, you and I are close to the same age, so we both understand who
musician.
Yeah, right.
One of her famous songs was "Running Up That Hill."
All right, we're gonna learn tonight how a Kate Bush music video led me on a really interesting journey. Okay. So I'm on YouTube and I'm listening. I'm watching someone react to one of her videos, and I already know Kate Bush's music for the most part, and I'm familiar with her. So, for those who don't know who Kate Bush is, she was born Catherine Bush, July 30th, 1958. She is an English singer, dancer, songwriter, and record producer. Now, I didn't know this. This is interesting. In 1978, at the age of 19, she topped the UK singles chart for 4 weeks with a debut single, Wuthering Heights. Do you remember that song, Spaceboy? Very odd song, but it's about the actual book, Wuthering Heights by the Bronte sisters. Get this though, did you know when she debuted with Wuthering Heights, she became the first female artist to achieve a UK #1 with a self-written song. She sang it and she wrote it. That's pretty cool. And since then, she's released 25 top 40 UK charts, 25 singles that have landed on the UK top 40 charts, I should say, including The Man with the Child in His Eyes, Babushka, Running Up That Hill, Don't Give Up, which is a duet with Peter Gabriel, and King of the Mountain. All 10 of her studio albums reached the UK top 10, including #1 albums Never Forever in 1980, Hounds of Love in 1985, and a compilation record album, The Whole Story, in 1986. And she was the first British solo female artist to top the UK charts and the first female artist to enter the chart at #1. So that's a little backstory of Kate Bush. Her videos are always really interesting. She's usually in them, and she's usually doing some very interpretive dancing, because she was a dancer, she's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a director, a producer.
Quick question.
Multi-talented.
I didn't know if there was a rule that you could play another word from another language.
If it's in everyday, it's part of our everyday.
Okay.
But if it's just a straight up Spanish word, like libro or biblioteca, no.
No, this would have been German.
Okay. Are you really having that tough time? You may have to go small, babe. You may have to go really small. Play to irritate if you can't play to win.
Well, I played. Here, I'll just do this. There you go.
All right.
I was going to play DOS.
No, DAS. I would have had to have said something. Well, that ruined my strategy right there.
You're still ahead.
But anyway, with Kate Bush.
Hey, be quiet out there.
We'll just do some really easy stuff here.
Did he give you an answer?
Who?
No.
And I minimized this, and when I minimize my document, my toolbar goes away, and I have to do Task Manager to get it back. All right, so Kate Bush, and in 1985, she releases this song called Cloud Busting, which I've always liked because it's a very gentle, bouncy kind of, I don't know how you describe it. It's definitely, I don't know if it's synths, but it's got strings, and it's her singing. And I should have looked up the lyrics, but I could do that easily. But anyway, Kate Bush wrote and produced Cloud Busting in 1985. It was on her album Hounds of Love. And I remember seeing the video, and I saw the video way after the 80s were over. It's just not something I remember being in rotation on music, on MTV or VH1. VH1 would have done it for sure if, I don't know, maybe it just wasn't released here. But I've always liked that song, and I didn't know why I found the video so compelling. The video was very different. It was very high concept. Well, I found out why I liked the video so much. Guess who conceived of the video?
Who?
Terry Gilliam, the American Python of Monty Python. Terry was the one who did all the animations during the interstitials, and Terry went on to do Brazil, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He's got one that came out about the man who killed Don Quixote. So he did, what's that one with Robin Williams he did? That movie. That was his movie too.
The Fisher King?
The Fisher King. So another thing that always grabbed my attention when I would see this video off and on throughout the years, I kept going, is that Donald Sutherland? And sure enough, it is Donald Sutherland in that video playing the father. So in this video, Donald Sutherland plays some kind of inventor, and he's a father. Kate's in the video, but she's dressed as a young boy. She's got like a little tight red short wig on, and she's dressed very juvenilely.
Hey, Kay, I just want to let you know I adjusted the picture, so you should now see the score.
So, you would see in this video the relationship between the father and the son. And he's always studying, he's always researching, he's always working, he's always writing, and the kid's always like, bouncing in and seeing what he's up to. And periodically in this video, the father and the son would go up this hill where there's this odd machine on this hill. It's a giant machine. It looked like these big tuba horns going up to the sky. And they would mess with these levers and buttons, and it would cause clouds to form, and it would start to rain. And if you listen to the lyrics of Cloud Busting, she's describing kind of what's happening in the video, or what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So near the end of this music video, these men in black, literally black coats, black hats, come and arrest the father and shove him into the back of this car. And this is where you can hear the lyrics she's singing. I hid my yo-yo in the garden, but I can't hide you from the government. Oh God, Daddy, I won't forget. Well, the reason I found out about this is because I read comments. I always read the comment sections because they're always entertaining to me. And I learned that there's more to this video than just Donald Sutherland starring as an inventor that gets arrested. The video is about a man named Wilhelm Reich, and the boy in the video is his son Peter Reich.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the place where they filmed this videos, the outdoor scenes, has fantastic names. The Vale of the White Horse in Oxfordshire, England, and the hill they're on is Dragon Hill, and it's got all these beautiful fossils still captured in the hillside. And when they were going to film this video, Kate Bush found out that Sutherland was staying nearby in a hotel from actress Julie Christie's hairdresser, and she went to him personally, asked him to participate in the video. He couldn't do it because of work conflicts, but he decided to stay and do it anyway, and do it free of charge. And he got a visa for doing it on short notice, did it for free. But what's interesting is the events that are depicted in the video apparently actually happened, but it happened in Maine, here in America. So, let me just see what my next move is going to be here. Let's see. I need to drag this out. I hate C words, don't you?
Why?
They're just difficult to place. They're hard to play off of, But so the concept for Cloud Busting, the video, came from one day Kate Bush found this book on the shelf called A Book of Dreams, written by Peter Reich, Wilhelm's son. And it inspired the song Cloud Busting. And then I said, well, no, you know what? Now I got to know more. I need to know more. So I went down this really cool rabbit hole. And just to be clear, I didn't spend a whole lot of time on this, but I could. One could. I clicked a grand total of 5 links to get this information. So this is not an in-depth discussion, but I was just wondering how much you knew about, or if you even knew about Wilhelm Reich and his work, because this is going to get on the level almost of Tesla. So I told you all about Wilhelm Reich because it's a cool way to learn something. A little piece of pop culture led me on this journey because I read some comments below a Kate Bush video. But you're all thinking, I know you're sitting here thinking, who the heck is Wilhelm Surlana Reich? Well, he was an Austrian doctor of medicine and a psychoanalyst, because who wasn't back in those days in 1930s Austria? And yes, this man hung out with Freud. He actually influenced some stuff with Freud's wife. What he's known for is studying character analysis, studying the sexual revolution and the mass psychology of fascism. You can only imagine, right? Just to give you an idea how long his influence went, during the 1968 student uprisings in Paris and Berlin, students scrawled Wilhelm's name on walls and threw copies of The Mass Psychology of Fascism at police. So this guy was known, even though I do not know him. Let's see, what am I going to play here?
Did I block you in a few ways?
No, there's still lots to do here. I just don't have the
letters.
Let me say, vowels that I would like to have. I mean, I have some, but they could be better. You know what I'm saying? Can you see me playing on your screen there when I move?
I don't see you moving until
Till I play?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, so Wilhelm Reich, he was once a deputy director at Freud's outpatient clinic. So I told you they hung out. Oh, they knew each other. So how do I tell you about Wilhelm Reich's main theories and not get us booted off this platform? Because they're out there. He had, let me put it this way. He had some radical ideas at that time about sexuality. And what I mean by that, let me try to find the most delicate way to put this. When I say someone is pent up, I believe there's a very colorful term for this for men in the lower region. Like, if you're backed up on...
When did this become...
You know what? I have to tell you that to tell you this other stuff. If you're sexually pent up, he says this will cause neuroses. Bad stuff. Right? If his stuff was so radical, at one point he had to self-publish all his works. Nobody would touch him, right? He was that far out. So, but the one theory that got him in the most trouble was a theory where he made up a word. He made up this word orgone. O-R-G-O-N-E theory. He derived that word from, well, you can guess that word, can't you? He just said he discovered orgone theory and was so convinced that it exists, he began to build what he called orgone accumulators. And if you listen to Kate Bush's song Cloud Busting, she sings I Still Dream of Organon, and I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it, or if she's taking some melodic license there to make it fit. So in 1940 he started building orgone accumulators. And he would have patients sit inside these boxes. They were for therapy, for therapeutic purposes. And they would sit inside this box, inside a harness. I'm not really sure what was in these boxes, but the media, good old media, said, oh, these are sex boxes that cure cancer, according to Wilhelm. But I don't know that he ever said that. To quote this one site, and I'll tell you what the site, I've been to this site many times for UFO stuff. The orgone accumulator is a box large enough for a person to sit in and constructed of alternating layers of organic and inorganic substances, which was used successfully to treat his patients for various maladies. Notice somebody said it was successful. So let's see. What do we want to do up here? Let's just get rid of this.
Did you know that Kate Bush sang a song with Peter Gabriel?
Yes, but I didn't listen to it.
What's the name of that song?
The name of
That's
song
musical trivia.
is Don't Give Up.
Oh, I guess I could see your eyeball on your screen there.
Yeah, because I have it written down. So he would build these boxes, right? And I don't know if it was hurting anybody or if it was actually working. But when he was doing this, he was here in America, right? He left Austria and he went, I think, to somewhere like Norway or Switzerland, and then he came here. So the FDA filed an injunction against Wilhelm because they believed he was practicing and selling fraudulent techniques and equipment. But that didn't stop him. He kept doing it, so they had to file against him again for going against the injunction. So they eventually arrested him, and he spent 2 years in prison. My question is, if nobody was being hurt, why would he need to go to prison? Furthermore, why would they take all his research and burn it? Something to think about.
Wait, you're saying that there was some kind of sexual conspiracy?
Well, let's see. So, before he got into the orgonomic research, Reich earned an international reputation as a scientist of integrity. He once demonstrated orgone energy to Albert Einstein, and Einstein said this will be a bombshell to physics. And so, while he was doing his when he's getting into the orgone stuff, his research, it led over to the other sciences: medicine, physics, cosmology, and meteorology. So Wilhelm said he discovered atmospheric orgone energy and noticed that in the presence of pollutants of various kinds, including electromagnetic emissions, or the orgone would become stagnant and cause illness and environmental damage. And when an orgone becomes stagnant or dead, or DOR as he referred to it, the effects of DOR would often be that drought or the formations of deserts. So I just thought, hang on, I did it again. I minimized when I should not have minimized. Let me get that back up here. Switch to. And I'm trying to get to this right here. So, and how do we get to cloud busting? The video, what inspired Kate Bush?
Is that before or after your play?
Oh, you want me to play now?
Yeah, play, make your play.
Let's see.
Because it'll take me an hour to figure out what I gotta pick.
Let's see. Here, this will give you this will open up things for you. One of my precious S's. There.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
To counter the effects of these dead orgones in the atmosphere, Reich added these long pipes to an orgone accumulator box, and he pointed it skyward. He was trying to help balance the atmospheric orgone and bring rain, and he called this device a cloud buster. And I'm looking at an image of it where he's messing with. It's not as fanciful and romantic as in the video. It's just like some pipes that are in just straight up and down. Nothing's fancy about it. So he did, excuse me, an experiment in 1954. And he successfully brought rain to the desert around Tucson, Arizona. And before the rain fell, the newly balanced orgone had caused the grass to grow a foot tall in the desert. It was a spectacle that stretched 40 to 80 miles east and north of that city. It took tremendous skill to use a cloud buster, and he drew the dead orgone into the device and could pose serious health problems to both the operator and the atmosphere itself. The ability to use it safely died with Reich and remained buried for half a century. I'm getting to see why the FDA or the government wanted this buried.
Actually, I kind of remember that story now that
Do you?
Yeah.
Good. So, it wasn't till 50 years later the politically motivated scientific community sent its Reich to death and erased his memory from history, and that a new improved cloudbuster would be developed. So, I just thought that was really interesting that he was silenced in the way that Tesla was, ultimately. And it says just watch. So if you get a chance, get on YouTube and look up Kate Bush cloud busting. You might just like the song by itself, or listen to the lyrics, or go look up the lyrics while you're listening to Kate Bush. I love it when you get informed off of a pop culture song. I just think that's really cool.
Excuse me there, ladies and gentlemen.
I think he swallowed the wrong way.
I did. In fact, I got to do another hard cough here. Bear with
Okay,
me.
well, go ahead and put us on mute. While...
All right. All right.
There you go.
Dare to be stupid.
I watched a lot of people react to Weird Al's music videos. Yeah. And of course, most of these people are much younger than us, but that's been fun. Discovering Weird Al's genius. And I think he did one called Germs, and it was in the style of like a Nine Inch Nails song, like that song Closer. And if you don't know the song Closer by Nine Inch Nails, maybe it's good that you don't. But I really like that song Germs by Weird Al.
There, wiggled it out.
Okay.
Well, I think I was premature.
Am I still on? Yeah. Okay. I hate that when you get like if you're eating a piece of chip and you get this teeny little sliver that gets caught, and you're like, well, now I have to cough up a lung to get that to clear. That's kind of what's just happened to Spaceboy here.
Okay. Sorry about that. But anybody that's known or listened to the show over the years knows that I have this terrible coughing problem.
He also has I was going to say in the airplane sense, the drinking problem where you just take a liquid and it just doesn't go down right.
No, I'm a complicated man.
Well, you should feel good, babe. I got a terrible letter.
A terrible what?
A terrible letter.
That you're going to turn it into 100 points, probably.
Depending on what else. Well, depending on where you play. It just depends on where you play. Does your game Windows show the little chat off down to the side?
Where it says now hosting?
Mine, where I said here, like I typed to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to get that off the
I don't
screen
either.
there.
I don't want to mess with it.
I'm just trying to play a game, man.
Yeah, I've got to get rid of this letter. It's starting to make me sweat.
Like CNC Music Factory?
Yeah. Everybody dance now.
Wow, that's a wonderful word.
And it's real. Weird Al knows how to put on a concert. He dresses up for every song. He performs every song as much as he can on stage. It is a big production. It's like costumes and lights, and he gives everything when he's on concert, which is probably why he doesn't go on tour that much or before.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him here in Houston once, didn't we? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been through. Nice. And yes, RE is a legal Scrabble word.
Let's see here. Push the map up a little bit. And let's see.
That's how I like to play. I like to stack and go off to the side and underneath.
Let's see here.
Wasn't like Dino a huge admirer of Elvira?
I could see why. I believe so. Of course, a lot of men are a huge admirer of her. And maybe some women.
Remember she heard on Count's Custom one time?
Yeah. She's still looking good.
Something you may not know about me. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything about the combustible engine. I know nothing because I'm not terribly interested, but I freaking love American muscle cars, and I love watching documentaries and shows about classic American muscle cars. I don't know why. I really enjoyed the two you and I found on Netflix.
Yeah.
One of them is a Canadian group called Rust Brothers.
Yeah, Rust. Yeah.
And the other one was somewhere.
Actually, I thought it's called Rust Valley, and the name of the business is Rust Brothers.
I don't recall, but anyway.
Anyway, the main guy in that show looks like one of the twins from The Matrix,
but older.
And then his sidekick, what's his name?
I think, it's something French Canadian.
Yeah. He looks like he would be French Canadian, and
I think he's about to leave the show.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that? Because
the way they left last season, Avery, they made it seem like he wants to do his own projects and go off on his own and make his own money.
Had his own shop, and it just he went to work with
he was having to give all his time over to Mike. But yeah, so that one in the other show, Gotham Garage, is over in California, and I like them because there's no drama, there's no made up manufactured crap.
And they got a hot chick in the show that it makes it worthwhile watching.
Okay, you say so.
She's attractive.
All right, honey.
I'm not talking about Caveman, but you know.
But that show's different in that their business model is different. With Gotham Garage is like they go to find a project that they can sell for a high dollar, so they can get something else. So they can just go up, 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 up.
You know,
and
keep up in the money.
Yeah, they keep upping it. And they did one that was so awesome, and they were like, "This is the project." They about killed themselves on it, and it was a one-of-a-kind car. All they had was a mold to make it from fiberglass. They had to buy the mold, and they basically had to build the car from scratch, and they spent all this time, this money, and this effort. And alongside that, they were building an international truck, because the shop's owner's father had one, and it was his dream to own an international truck and have that be the shop's official towing truck to tow all their projects. And so they took it to this show, and this guy whose father designed the car that they built bought both of them from them. He's like, "I will give you this plus this rare car." And that was fascinating to me to watch.
Yeah, that reminds me of the rules of acquisition from the Ferengi.
Ferengi?
Yeah, Ferengi. The Great Continuum.
Yeah. Now, with Scrabble, when you get to this point, it's like it's not only about trying to win or block, but it's like if I put something between that D and the N, sure, that'll be clever of me to close that loop, but then I'm screwing us both over for places to play. Right?
But the logic here that Sherilyn doesn't show you, or excuse me, Surlana, is that she's already beating me right now, so it wouldn't make a difference if she closed the loop anyway. Right?
Well, it depends. Is that the point to win, or is it just to have something to do while we talk?
Well, the thing is, that it's a game. It's the point to win.
The only thing I can do is just be clever about it, right?
Apparently, K28 has seen Elvira.
Well, good for him. That was a good play you did, Jarred.
Well, all I added was a few letters.
No, I can't go there. Let's see. I'm gonna go up here.
Space Cadets, if you have questions or anything in the chat room, go ahead and put it there. You know, we'll bring it up in our conversation.
Are you hearing the game noises like I am?
Yeah, I'm hearing them. I don't know, Space Cadets, are you hearing the game noises too?
We may have bored them into a stupor. Hopefully not. But anyway, what is your take on Wilhelm Reich finding cosmic sexual energy, harnessing it, and healing people, healing the environment, making clouds, making rain, cloud busting, and then going to jail and have all his work destroyed?
Well, it just sounds like another Tesla story. I mean, he could have been onto something.
I think he was, and he was having success. Things that benefit people and the environment, if they're not profitable, they must die. Apparently. That's what we've learned with Tesla, and there's got to be many others. But his son Peter wrote a book called A Book of Dreams, and it's on Amazon. You can buy it. It's the book that Kate Bush read. And Peter talks about what his dad did and growing up, and about, all his theories. And he said it's not being able to distinguish reality from dreams. And I guess there's stuff in there about UFOs and just, apparently it's quite the trip. I didn't see the SpaceX launch of, I'm sure I can still. Oh, it's still your turn. Okay.
Yeah, I'm working it right now.
I didn't see where you played.
Over there by gas. FA and ER. Or EF.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must have had some bad tiles.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's quite a few I have. It usually gets that way.
This will give you something to work on. You got a triple and you got 2 triples there to mess with.
Let's see if I can come up with something.
And my toolbar is gone again.
Do you have it set to hide?
No. When I do Control-Alt-Delete to get the task manager, it shows back up.
Can you right-click it and lock it into place and see if
it is locked? It's just gone when Scrabble's.
Do you have Cortana or anything else on your toolbar?
I don't even know what that is.
You have the Windows Start icon.
Right.
And then you might have this a search box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right after that, what icons do you have? Do you? Yeah, in fact, do you see the circle?
Yes.
Right-click it.
Yeah.
And then when you have the pop-up box, uncheck.
Properties or open Windows Explorer.
That's the only options?
Yep.
It doesn't show...
This is Windows 7, you know.
You're on Windows 7?
You remember? This is Windows 7.
Oh, how is... Oh, I didn't get a chance to upgrade you to 10. We need to do that. Okay. Which, incidentally, while I'm mentioning that, you can upgrade Windows 7 to 10 by going to the Windows Media Tool, and it's still free. You could still get a free upgrade as long as you have the key for your machine.
They're hiding it there, huh?
So you can upgrade to Windows 10. Yes. Just a FYI for those who have Windows 7 for whatever reason. Yeah.
I just didn't appreciate in the early days how they would just push it down your throat to upgrade. Like, I will get there when I get there. Remember how pushy Windows was being when you're on 8 or 7 to upgrade. I can't even move my tiles in my tray.
Not while I'm working.
No, I can't. Yeah. Yeah, look at you. Breaking into triples.
Look at
Triple
you.
Digits.
Patronizing.
I'm not patronizing you.
Look at the brain on Spaceboy. Must be all that Burger King lettuce he eats.
Burger King foot lettuce. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
It's not the point. The cadets need to research.
God, that guy's voice is so freaking annoying.
Did you want to enlighten them?
It's creepypasta stuff, right?
Is it creepypasta?
Yeah. There's just hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels where people read creepypastas, creepy stories, horror stories, or they'll talk about the top 10 SCP creatures, monsters, or secure containment breach stuff. Or they'll talk about urban legends. I think this was an urban legend thing that this guy, and his name is, I think his name's he just goes by the name Creeps, or Creeps McPasta or something like that. Huh. But he has this type of voice where he talks like this, and then a lot of the times it sounds like he's ending in a sentence where there is no sentence, and it just really nasally monotone.
I don't want to say that his speech pattern is not professional. It's just,
I got no room to talk. I'm Southern, but you know what?
Yeah,
the nice thing about that is if you don't like it, you can turn this off.
The thing is that a lot of the Space Cadets love your accent.
I don't want to get into that because when you say all the Space Cadets, we're looking at 3 of them.
Hey, look, it's your turn to move.
That's all 3. So, but he does this thing about, apparently there's this urban legend, and I actually think this happened because it's a photo Somebody worked at a Burger King somewhere in America, and he took this photo of
Yes,
them
it was
standing in a bin of lettuce.
That guy got in a lot of trouble, and the least of it being
This
fired.
guy goes, number 12, Burger King foot lettuce. And I'm like, ugh. But yeah, he was talking about something that's real. Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Let me just play something real quick. But, so yeah.
Got me all choked up there.
It was a photo an employee took of him standing in 2 bins, or at least 1 bin of lettuce.
There's 2 bins.
2 bins, like 1 foot in each bin.
Yes.
And it became known as, I guess, the Burger King foot lettuce photo. Well, you're having a time of it tonight.
Yep.
What is it you're doing over there to cause yourself to just...
It's cold liquids that will trigger that off, but I'm just, drinking, man. Just doing what I can, man.
I think we're both drinking Diet Coke or something here.
No, I'm drinking Gatorade Zero.
Gatorade Zero. That's good stuff, too.
It is good stuff. In fact, I'm going to recommend this Gatorade product because...
not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but no sugar, none of the crap that I shouldn't be drinking, and then all the taste that a Gatorade fruit punch has, and so it's very nice, especially when it's cold. But that wreaks havoc on my throat.
Yeah.
Let's see here, what we got here.
I'm just not getting the best tiles. I'm not getting bad ones. I'm like, but they're not really helping me go to another level.
Thank God for me. But I'm still behind by 79-ish points.
It's not bad.
Compared to how you usually beat me.
If you could play off the right side of that L down the triple, it'd have to be a word that starts with an O or an A. Or an I. Because L-I is it's the currency of, is it China or somewhere? Oh, I guess I gave you one. You couldn't go down?
Nope.
You can do this?
Look, don't rub it in my face. Just play the...
Oh, the lag is horrible. Like that right there?
No, I didn't have that word. I think you just told me to make that word so you could make that word.
I was generally trying to help you.
You say that, but the audience is not fooled.
Audience is probably in a coma by now.
No, K28's hanging in there, and there's Bev. Bev's still up there. See, hey, look, read the chat room.
Yeah,
see what you put.
Yeah.
See, Bev loves you.
I've
maybe
seen,
not as much as she loves Dino, but
I can live with that. I can totally live with that. I think that's fair. I can't compete with a cute dog. I have enjoyed these videos of people coming to Texas for the first time and going into a Buc-ee's for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That has been very enjoyable. I've seen a Canadian and then somebody who was just not from Texas.
Yeah, I saw the Canadian one. That was enjoyable.
That was very good. He stayed for an 8-hour day. He came at breakfast, had breakfast, sat in his car, reviewed it, hung around, chilled out, went back inside.
He got a little bit of everything, and then
went back in for lunch, and then came back for dinner. Yeah.
We have one that's down the freeway here. Is it on 10 or is the
closest one is 290, but it is not a full-size Buc-ee's. It's more like a 7-Eleven size Buc-ee's.
Okay.
It's not the full Buc-ee's experience. You have to go either up 45 or to Lulling.
Do you want to say
10.
anything about the Buc-ee's that's just around the corner?
Oh, the fake poser Yankee Buc-ee's. There's one within almost walking distance, but it is not a true B-U-C-E-E. It is a B-U-C-K-E-Y apostrophe S Buc-ee's.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know anything about it. I don't want anything about it. It's a dumb poser. Don't go there.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say about it.
That's one reason to move to
closer to a Buc-ee's.
A Buc-ee's, seriously. You know, you get your car washed, the clean bathrooms, all the delicious food. It's good stuff.
I want to try the brisket. I've never tried the brisket, and it just looks amazing. In fact, there's a billboard. You know, it's with all that's going on during this time, everybody's quarantined and locked down. There's a giant billboard on 10 that says "Risk it for the brisket, Buc-ee's."
Good stuff. All right, I guess it's your turn, babe.
All right, I'm about there. Look, play.
See, that's where you excel.
Tiny words.
Tiny words that fill up the whole screen.
I mean, you don't care about this game, and that's fine.
I don't, but since this is working out...
But if you did, I would just say do what I did. Just start really...
We'll have to play Monopoly.
I hate Monopoly. I don't know that I've ever successfully played Monopoly in my life.
Our life? I think I have.
If we knew other people who had Steam accounts, which you could easily get, we could do Uno. Uno is on Steam, and it's for multiplayer.
Well,
I've seen people's friendships and family relationships break up over Uno or Mario Kart. One of those two has broken up friendships.
Well, don't have the whole setup for Mario Kart.
No, you have to have, I guess that's back over on Wii. Or Switch. I don't know. I'm glad we have a Wii, because now it's like an ancient artifact.
It is.
You know? And it still works. Works just fine. Have a few more crackers. I'm eating these crackers because I don't have French fries, which I'd love to have.
Well, you could always Uber it.
Just French fries? Well, it'd have to be Dairy Queen then.
Dairy Queen. Why are you flipping me off over there?
I'm not. I've got a little itch.
Why did you choose that finger to, like, scratch your eyeball?
Because it's less likely to have touched something else. So. So I played hen and high. Or hi, hen? If my chicken purse was here. One of three.
Let's see if I can. I'm going to exchange some letters here.
Let me see. X.
Oh, those letters are even worse.
What happened?
I exchanged some letters.
I just looked up the lyrics to Cloud Busting. To Kate Bush Cloud Busting. Opening line, I still dream of Oregonon. I'll wake up crying, you're making rain.
It's not even my turn. Have you submitted your thing?
Yeah, I did.
Because it still shows you...
Oh, it is my turn. Okay. I didn't see it.
And here I'm like...
What is it? V-I-E... Let me see if that... Is that you shuffling?
Yes. It shouldn't confuse you. It's not like we're playing golf.
I think I spelled that right.
Should I challenge you?
I can look it up real quick. No. R-E-V-I-E-W. That's it.
Okay.
Let's see. You're like my yo-yo that glowed in the dark. What made it special made it dangerous, so I bury it and forget it. But every time it rains, you're here in my head like the sun coming out. Oh, I just know that something good is going to happen, and I don't know when, but just saying it could even make it happen. Very interesting. I hid my yo-yo in the garden. I can't hide you from the government again. And on top of the world, looking over the edge, you could see them coming. You look too small in their big black car to be a threat to the men in power. It's about those guys coming to get his dad. That's something.
Hey, Kay, have you noticed that it's been longer than an hour that we've been doing the show? Kay was asking about how long is the show going to be.
Yeah, I was there when you went. You weren't even in the room.
Oh, wait, you addressed the issue?
How do I get these words? How to get these words together? Don't hate me for being repetitive.
Whatever.
How often do you get to play View and View on View?
Only when I'm playing a game with you. Now if I can... Oh. Where's that letter? Oh, yes. Too bad it's not on...
Now I have cloud busting in my head, which is good.
The few letters I do, or words I do know.
Oh, nice. Nice. Also remember QI is a word, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I had a Q, I would play it, an I. But I knew I was saving that X for a special occasion.
I'm having trouble zooming in and out of the board here.
Is it that tiny?
Well, it's acting crazy because of the lag. Excuse me. By the way, you were watching some Deep Space Nine the other day, and I caught the bug, and I just picked up where you left off, and I just finished finished out to the rest of the series.
I hate to admit this, but while I'm working, I usually play Deep Space Nine or something like that in the background, and it's nice to catch up on it. I've been thinking about starting Stargate from the beginning and watching that.
The original one?
SG-1.
Is there somewhere you could do that? Is it Amazon or?
It's on, I think it's on Amazon. Yeah, it's on Amazon because that's where I started watching Atlantis the other day.
I was watching DS9 on Netflix.
Yeah, thanks to me.
Yeah.
But
it gets so good near season 5, 6, and 7. It's either in season 6 or 7 where, and this is really near the end where they make Kira a colonel in Starfleet. They make her wear a Starfleet uniform so she can work with the Cardassians. And they get on a shuttle to go to where they're going, right? And Damar finds out his family has been taken out by the Dominion. And he's like, what kind of people mercilessly slaughter children and women, innocent people? And she looks him dead in the face, and it is such a quiet moment. She goes, yeah, Damar, what kind of people do that? Because his people did it to her people.
Right.
In the last 5 decades.
That was one of those snap moments.
And she's like, I shouldn't have said that. And Garrick says, no, that is exactly what you need to say. He needs to know what he's fighting about, what he's fighting for. He's over romanticizing our past. See, Garrick carried all that burden his people did to these other races, especially the Bajorans, and nobody knew that because he was one of those high-level Cardassians in the Obsidian Order, and he interrogated and tortured people in Bajorans. So he paid the price for it too by being exiled from his own planet. There's such deep layers that I don't even know if people are aware of them.
Garrett was one of those characters that you really liked and enjoyed watching.
What was the Clint Eastwood movie he was in?
God, you would ask me that.
He was the bad guy in the Clint Eastwood. Was it Dirty Harry?
Yeah, I think it was Dirty Harry, and he played...
Andrew Robinson is the actor's name.
The Scorpio Killer or something like that. Yeah.
He was much better as Garrick. He had more range as an alien.
He had panache.
He was so good. And I think he wrote a book as Garrick, a Star Trek book, when Garrick goes back to Cardassia and tries to rebuild, because they plowed that planet down. But there's so many episodes though of DS9 that are goofy, kind of you can dismiss them, and you're like, ugh.
Like
anything that focused on Kira's life, I was like, I didn't care about that.
I just finished watching The Magnificent Ferengi.
That's not bad.
I thought it was kind of fun.
That one I didn't mind. What's good if you want to do a Ferengi episode is Little Green Men, where they have to go. Something happens. They end up going back in time to Earth, and they end up being the area. No, they end up being the Roswell crash. And given what's going on in the world right now, if you can get on Netflix, get on season 5 or 6, there's an episode called Far Beyond the Stars. Go watch that. You don't need to know a whole lot about Star Trek other than Captain Sisko is having visions from these aliens that call themselves prophets, and these prophets says that the Captain Sisko is their emissary. And so he's having these visions, but he's having these visions in 1950s or 1940s Earth as an African American man and how he's being treated there. And it's going back and forth between future, past, future, past, future, past, and it's very, very good. And it comes up again later too, his character Benny. But you don't have to know the Trek part of it to understand or enjoy it. Go check out Deep Space Nine, Far Beyond the Stars. And I'm going to cop out and do that right there. That is a trifecta of pain right there. The V, the Q, and the X.
So all you played was a Q?
I had to get rid of it.
Did you submit your play?
Yes, I did. There's lag on my end.
Well, it's a network thing.
There it goes. I heard it.
And in honor of Kate Bush, I will play this one.
I liked Running Up That Hill too. The lyrics are good. It's like, you're going through a tough time, you have some burdens. If I could take those burdens from you, I would, so you wouldn't have to suffer anymore. That's the ultimate friendship statement.
I covered that song, but I've kind of buried it because you're not usually a fan of my covers.
It's not you, it's your instrument choices. You did one that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it because it is sitting in some past stuff here on YouTube. And you only did a snippet. That's all you did.
What? Now you got me curious. Duran. Are you talking about Save a Prayer?
Wrong song. Right group, wrong song.
I don't recall doing another Duran song.
You do a kill.
Okay. I'm going to have to research and see because I don't recall doing a View to a Kill.
You did a snippet remix.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's different from actual...
Right.
That's not like Spaceboy. You know, that's more trying...
I don't know what you call it.
That's me trying to be more sampling-based musician.
So,
and I gravitate away from that.
Speaking of samples like that, like music samples, this has been out a while, but some guy who does what you do, like, is like a electronic music composer, I don't know his name, sampled this preacher who was talking about the beer bug. I can't mention the actual words. But he was saying the name of the beer bug, because I bring the wind of God upon you. Wind, heat, burn this thing. You know, he was doing his, over the top evangelical preacher thing. And I don't know if they were doing a bit or this guy was an actual preacher and he meant it. So this guy comes on and samples this preacher's voice. And you know how he has like, you know how some of these churches have like a Greek chorus, like he'll say blah 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 and they go blah 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 in the background, you know. So he sampled that and he made a sick beat. This song slaps and it's on Spotify. And just look up the actual name of the beer bug on Spotify and you should probably find it. Let me see if I can find the guy's actual name here. I actually have it in a playlist, believe it or not. Let's see. It's Yuri Wong, Y-U-R-I Wong, W-O-N-G. That's the artist name. And the subtitle is called Blow the Wind. And it got in my head and it wouldn't come out, so I just put it on my playlist. I'm like, I'll just play it over till it burns itself out in my head. So, but it's flippin' catchy. Was that you?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a definite lag here. Okay, there we go. I can't even see where you played. I've
on
zoomed
the bottom
out.
left.
Bottom left. One
Dot.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. What have we got? Oh, we're getting close to the end here.
Mm-hmm. Just in time for groceries to be delivered.
Yeah, they're going to be delivered at between 9 and 10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves me with 2 tiles. Now, should I give you some full disclosure? Or
What?
do you care?
Do you have a queue? Do you have a...
I have a letter and I have a blank
Oh, crap.
that I've been saving.
Well, it's not like I'm going to win because just look at the score. This is why I don't particularly... Well, partly I don't like to sit so long.
Right, I understand.
And the other part is, you know, I don't like playing this because it makes me feel less educated than I should be.
Babe, this is a product of getting my butt handed to me for over a year.
Yeah, and it's a way you can channel all your aggression and anger and kill me at the score. I guess it's only fair because of when we played Wii Bowling.
You're the one who went. I was killing time playing bowling. I didn't even tell you I was doing it. I was just having a good time doing Wii Bowling on my own. And then you took this as some kind of personal affront to you. I don't get where that's coming from, but this is all I have.
I'm a Scorpio. I'm very competitive.
You understand, listeners, this here is all I have. This is my one skill and my one game. If he brings up another game, whenever we do this again, whatever it is, I'm going to suck at it and I'm going to look terrible. Because this is all I know. This is my one thing. I love words. I love word games. I have them on my phone. I play Scrabble against myself. This is just my jam. Everything else is his jam. You know, action games, shoot 'em up games, all that good stuff. I mean, if I wasn't so prone to motion sickness, like just pukey sick motion sickness, you and I could do something like Doom on multiplayer, you know, new Doom. But I cannot handle it. I can't handle anything that is in the first person perspective because I just get sick. But I love that game and I love watch people play that game. I think I watched Markiplier go all the way through the newest Doom, and then Doom 2016, I watched him do that. I also watched Jacksepticeye go through the latest Doom. Although I think Jacksepticeye skipped a ton of stuff.
See, I knew Bev loved you more than she loves me.
You better come up with something soon, Bev, for Spaceboy.
What's that supposed to mean?
So he knows that you care.
Why, are you going to tell her that she's dead to me?
No. I do Control-Alt-Delete again. You probably don't want to hear this from me.
But?
You see the word gas in the middle?
Yeah.
If you have an A, you can play it under the G because AR is a word.
I don't have an A.
Okay. There is a triple word score on the left under mud, near mud, with the A. If you have a T or an L, or an M, or an A, or an N, those would work. Under the, let's see, let me make sure that's a word first. Yes. If you have an E, you can do that one too. Oh, that's good. Mazed. So, let's see. Let's just end it all, right?
She put her 2 cents in.
There you go. There you go.
Well, we're getting close to ending the game here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ready?
And
it's done.
And what else? So it just
I've never heard that before.
So basically, it said, since you beat the crap out of me, you won. That game was 1 hour and 9 minutes. Okay.
50 minutes, 29 seconds.
Okay, so we exit out of that game. And so, Space Cadets, what'd you think? Something a little different, game night. And we would like to send out an olive branch of goodwill if you're interested in having this happen. You know, we could do a game night like this and have some other players. It just, you'll need to go to...
I put it in the chat.
Okay.
Steam powered. Store.steam powered. It's with Valve Corporation. You'll need to get a login, which is fine. It's free. Steam has been around a while. It's trusted. It's legit. You don't have to worry about it being malware or something. You will have to purchase games. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes they'll be free to try. Sometimes they'll be just downloadable. But they have all kinds of games. They have games that I like, games that you like.
In fact, we should put out a list of games that you know
we have that are playable by
playable that we've tested.
Like, I like mahjong. I like hidden object games. I like puzzle games. I like card games. They have those. They also have the latest shoot 'em up games. They have some kind of old school games. They also have. Didn't they have the Atari Vault, which you bought?
Which I was thinking about doing that next week.
They have the Atari Vault. They have things like Untitled Goose Game that I'm thinking about buying. Then there's that crazy one, the Deer Simulator, that's wacky as heck. I'm going to get that someday. And the cool thing is, you go in there and you see a game you like, and you can't buy it right now. Maybe it's like $15 or more. You don't want to pay $50. Put it on your wish list. And just sit back, and Steam will email you when it goes on sale. And when Steam has a sale, it is a pretty darn good sale. Like, hey, your game was $20, now it's $2.50. I am not joking. I've seen that. It will go down that low. And you can use PayPal to pay for it. You can build yourself a little Steam wallet. You could walk into your grocery store and buy a Steam card, like, for someone else as a gift, or you can just put money on it that way, and then you come back to your computer and you put the code in, and you can put it in your Steam wallet, and you can pay for games that way. I've done favors for people at work, and they've given me like Steam cards on the side, so there's something for everybody there. And it's for Mac, PC, and Linux, if I'm remembering that correct. It's not just a PC platform.
Yeah. So there's different flavors for different computers, but at the end of the day, if you'd like to have a game night with the SBU team,
that's how you're going to do it.
That's how you're going to do it. And, you know,
Steam powered by Valve.
We might get a special celebrity playing with us.
You never know.
You never know.
And if it's something you're interested in, but you're not sure and you need us to help guide you, let us know. Give us a shout out and we'll walk you through it. One of us will.
I think it's a great way to like bring back the old days of sitting at the table and having a game night with friends.
They have Tabletop Simulator. They have Cards Against Humanity. They have Uno. They have Monopoly. They have old school board games. They have, you know, excuse me, all kind of stuff. They have, if you're familiar with like Candy Crush or Puzzle Quest, they have all kind of knockoff games like that. They have Civilization 5.
But as far as getting back to what we're thinking about is like game nights, like playing some games like Life. Wouldn't mind playing Risk. That would be kind of cool.
I wonder if those are puzzles and board games. Let's see. Do they have Risk? I doubt they have Risk.
They do. I own it. It's a part of my library. Yeah. Might be something we have to look up. Parker Brother Games and.
Well, it's under War.
Well, it's a war game. I mean, in the sense of you roll
Risk,
the dice.
Global Domination.
How much is it?
Free to play. Then there's Risk Global Domination Premium membership, $12.99, and Risk Factions, which is $4.99.
That's a good game. I remember playing that back in my 20s. But you know, there's different games. I love playing Monopoly. I'm sure there's others that would love to play, and that's a good game.
Mass Effect.
I think
Age.
Sorry is out there. That's another game.
I know they had a version of Monopoly, but I don't know if it's...
I know that Life is out there.
Sorry's not on this platform.
Really?
No, that does exist, but you have to go to the company's
site
to get that. They don't have Life. They don't have Sorry.
I think they, at one point,
They do have Monopoly Plus for $14.99. They have Under the Boardwalk Monopoly for $2.99.
And here is your current HEB update. They did not have any Canada Dry.
Oh well.
Yeah. I guess what was it? You ordered the 6-pack,
little
small
little
cans.
teeny ones. I wanted the little teeny cans. Oh, they do have Life, the game of Life. They do have Life. You have to look at. You have to search for it in a different way.
But anyway, if you're interested, let us know if you're interested in the game.
They have Railroad Simulator.
And there are other games that, like I said, next week we'll probably do Atari Vault and play some Atari games. Kind of even out the playing field between Surlana and myself.
After this, things will just start sucking.
But anyway, anything else you want to add to the big thing here, Surlana?
No, just, let us know if you liked it. Did you know about Kate Bush? Did you know about Wilhelm Reich? Did you know about Peter Reich's Book of Dreams? Cool stuff.
All right. Well, tell your friends. SBU is back again, and we'll see you next week for another fun-filled discussion while we play different games and just kind of kick it back and try this new format style that we're going to try, and just to make it fun.
Yeah.
And we'd like for you to be a part of the fun, so...
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
And it was Scrabble.
Oh, I wanted the first game out of the bat to be something you enjoyed.
I was decent of you.
Yes, I try. But anyway, next week, 6 o'clock, usual time. We'll love to hang out with you, hang out with us on the SBU live team. So good evening to y'all, and here comes the credits. That's the wrong credits. I played the 2-Bit Gamers video. Here we go.
Spaceboy Universe is hosted by Spaceboy and Surlana. Executive producer is Surlana. Associate producer is Lee Ann Cordes. Music production is Spaceboy of SpaceboyMusic.com. Special thanks goes out to Lee Ann K. K28, Dino, Solars Blue Raven, Patrick Sporer, Bob and Beverly N. This has been a Spaceboy Universe production. Support the universe by exploring Spaceboy Universe with Spaceboy and Surlana. Sweet dreams, Space Cadets.